People are different from one another. Each of us lives in a special way. The way we live is called a culture. In America, people of different cultures come together. We meet each other at the park, in school, at the movies, on the street. When we learn about our differences, we can enjoy them. Being different makes life interesting.
Today is a special day. Our school is celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, and our class is putting on a show in the auditorium. All week long, we've been studying about Dr. King. We learned that Dr. King believed that all people should be treated equally, no matter what their skin color.
Good morning, boys and girls, upper grade students and staff. This week is the birthday of a great man, Dr. Martin Luther King, and we have been celebrating here at Meredith School. As second grader, Marcus Dexter has some special announcement for us.
Good morning. This is Marcus Dexter of Room 102. Our class has been studying about the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And this afternoon at 2 o'clock, we will perform a play in his honor. Grades 1 through 4 are invited to attend. Thank you.
Dr. King won the Nobel Peace Prize because he believed you could change the way people treated one another through nonviolence. Miss Fernandez, my teacher, said we could honor Dr. King by respecting each other's differences and by not fighting about them. To get ready for our program, my class has been making doves. We will use the doves for our program this afternoon. Doves are a symbol of peace.
This morning, before we begin our rehearsal, we're going to talk a little bit about Dr. Martin Luther King, some of the things that he did, and what his thoughts were about how people should get along. Who can tell me something about Dr. Martin Luther King? Abdul?
Born 1929.
What's his birthday? What month?
January.
Very good. So, Megan, can you tell me something else about Dr. King?
He won the Nobel Peace Prize. And then it was my turn.
He led nonviolence marches, and he also gave the famous speech, I Have a Dream.
What was the name of the very first church that Dr. King became minister of? Very first church. Dominic?
Dexter Avenue Baptist Church.
Very good, very good.
Mr. Goldberg, our music teacher, helped us rehearse the song we'll sing this afternoon.
Dr. Martin Luther King. He had a dream. Dr. Martin Luther.
I like my school because there are a lot of different people of many races and nationalities. That's because my school is integrated. My drama teacher, Miss Hayes, said our school is like this because of Dr. King.
And the people that are here volunteered to come here. It was voluntary desegregation. In 1979, we had an all-black population. By 1983, we were integrated. And as we are now in 1993, as you can see, the program has worked, and we are an integrated student and faculty. And so it's because of Dr. Martin Luther King that we are all here. So let's give him a cheer.
It was finally time to perform. I was nervous and excited.
I have a dream that my 4 children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every city and every state, we will be able to speed up that day when all God's children, black and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands in singing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
I got to play Dr. King when he was a boy. In the play, young Martin didn't get treated the same as white customers. That's called discrimination.
Never lose respect for yourself, Martin. Understand?
Celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday is a special holiday. It teaches us the importance of freedom and equality.
Each year in October, when there's a new moon, my family celebrates Diwali. Diwali is a Hindu holiday that is often called a festival of lights. Diwali celebrates the triumph of good over evil. For Diwali, we always place a rangoli in the doorway of our house. A rangoli is a colorful decoration that lets family and friends know that they are welcome. We begin puja, the evening prayer, by lighting candles. The candles are called diyas. Every Hindu household has a temple in their home, whether in its bedroom or in a closet, where it is in our home. Or some people may have it in their own bedroom, in their dining room. After the candles are lit, we sing and pray to Lakshmi. And she's known as the goddess of wealth and prosperity. And they say that she comes on this day, known as Diwali, and she comes and passes through each home and blesses their homes. So our house must be clean, and it must be bright and lighted so that she sees our home and she does not pass by without blessing it. I learned when I was younger how to sing all these songs because my parents used to play tapes of Indian music, and I learned how to sing it. My sister had learned how to sing it. So that now as we go on, we all sing together in our temple with our family and friends. The women wear saris. The men are wearing pajama kurtas. My sister and I wore salwar kameez. And as we end our ceremony, we all bow our heads, taking blessings of all the gods and goddesses, so that they'll bless us with long life, wealth, prosperity, and health. So after that, we've all taken some of the food. There's an assortment of nuts in the plates and some small sweets that we've put, and everybody will take some sweets into their hands. They'll fold their hands to the food that we've given to them, and they'll eat it, And after that, they'll take from the main candle, they'll bless themselves by putting both of their hands over the candle and putting their head, bowing their head and putting their hands over their head to ask for the blessings of God. So after that, we all go upstairs and get ready to eat dinner.
Oh, wow. Delicious. Oh, my God. They look so good. How much time you
My mother prepares special foods.
to prepare all this?
Rice,
I'm so hungry.
string beans,
Oh,
cauliflower,
all my favorite things.
spinach,
All my favorite things.
red peppers, kidney beans, papad, puri, chutney,
You move around and take your food
and
then
raita,
sit down.
which is a type of spicy yogurt.
Look at this. This is puri. Okay.
You know it what it is, right?
The festival of Diwali is really exciting for me and my sister especially, because of after all the things are done, the food and the dinner, the puja, and everything else, after we talk and converse, we get to go outside and play with sparklers and fireworks. We know Diwali is going to be great next year as well because we had so much fun this year.
The summer is always special for me because we celebrate the Buddhist festival Obon. My name is Jane. This year, as part of the celebration, my mother, my sister, and me were guests at a Japanese tea ceremony. For the Japanese, a tea ceremony is an important ritual. Every movement has meaning. It takes years to learn the proper way to prepare the tea. Every movement should be just right. The tea is served in bowls. The bowl is turned twice in the hands before the tea is drunk in 3.5 sips.
Obon is a Buddhist ceremony which remembers all of those ancestors, family members, friends that have passed on into the next life, and we, out of the yearnings of our heart, want them to come close to us. So we call them, we celebrate their former existence with treats and lights and even dancing. You see the lovely dancing? It's done with the fan and all sorts of lovely Japanese dancing gestures.
It's nice to look at the many Japanese crafts on the tables. Last year, my mother brought a new tea set.
That wood spoon that she uses to keep it in suspension. Do you see the tea ceremony? No, I didn't. Oh, let's swirl it around.
What I really like is the food. My favorite is sushi, raw fish, rice, and vegetables wrapped in seaweed. It takes many years of special training to become a sushi chef.
Yours? You can share with your uncles and your aunts. How's that? Here's Matt. Okay, what's that? That's
It is tuna.
tuna. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to? Do you keep that? Thank you.
You're also you're
I don't think that's going to go. I think it's
We learned how to make the origami boats. Origami is the Japanese art of paper folding.
We're going to do it like this just to crease it.
Just both of them?
Uh-huh. Just to make the lines.
Oban is a happy time. It is a special occasion to remember our ancestors. We think about all they have taught us. We celebrate with dancing and taiko drumming. The sound of the taiko drums wakes up the spirits and calls on them to be with us for the celebration. At nightfall, it is time to launch the origami boats we made earlier in the day. We place candles in the boats to light the way for the ancestors' return to the other world. The Oban festival is over for this year, but the good feelings will last for quite a while.
Today is Dia de las Madres. That's Spanish for Mother's Day. In Mexico, where my parents were born, Mother's Day is celebrated on May 10th. My sister Ivy and I do special things for my mother on this day to let her know how important she is to us. This year, Mother's Day will be extra special because Abuelita, my grandmother, has just arrived from Mexico City. We've been making plans with Dad for a fiesta later on. A fiesta is a party. We made cards for Mom and Abuelita, and in them we wrote, Feliz Dia de las Madres. That means Happy Mother's Day in Spanish. We celebrate Mother's Day the way it is celebrated in Mexico. My father says even though Ivy and I were born here, it is important for us to know about Mexican culture.
Just fine. It is important for our children to know about the festivities and the celebrations in our country, because they may have in the future a continuation of this tradition, no matter if they're not living anymore in our country, in Mexico. We are celebrating Mother's Day. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you. Gracias, Ivy.
So I'm gonna give
Then it was time to give Mom and Abuelita their cards.
Beautiful
Gracias, amor. Gracias, Polo.
They draw
Gracias, amor.
the picture. Your picture is over there with earrings and balls.
Traditionally, families get together, and a long time ago, mothers and older sisters used to make a big feast at home. But the times are changing. Mothers are working. So usually what we are doing actually in our country is take care of the mother during that day and take her out to have a good celebration and make her enjoy a meal that she doesn't need to cook.
I hope you like it. We have a huachinango frito.
Wow.
It's a red snapper with garlic and and pasilla pepper. Then we have chile rellenos, mole poblano. Wow!
rellenos.
And look at this beautiful
Excellent.
plate. Special for you. And then we have a molcajete with chicken. I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, sure.
Look at this.
We toasted Mom and Abuelita.
Cheers, guys.
Salud.
Así. ¿De pollo?
Then Dad surprised them. He made arrangements for the musicos to come to our table and play mañanitas just for them.
Las Mañanitas is a very typical song that in Mexico we use not only for El Día de las Madres, Mother's Day, but it is too for all kinds of big celebrations like birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries. So that's a beautiful song, a beautiful costume. If you were in Mexico now, they will be singing it to you. Well, not to you. You will be singing it to your mommy.
I would say that the mother is the glue of the family. She's the one that put together the family and maintain the family together no matter what, if there are good times or bad times. And all the time the mother is very important for that matter.